My name is David Patterson and I'm with FiTeq. We are bringing dynamic authentication to stop fraud to the marketplace. And while we have interest in various vertical markets, our primary focus at this time is in the payment cards industry. How big is this opportunity? It's massive. Last year we're talking about over 5.6 billion cards in distribution, generating almost $5.5 trillion in volume. That degree of volume is going to attract crime, however. And the crime takes a form most prevalently in data breaches. It's not a matter of if, but when you're going to be hacked. Last year, it was over 2 breaches occurred a day, and just in April, Global Payments experienced 10 million records being breached. The pain is borne by the bank. According to MasterCard, thanks to these account data breaches, 8 to 12 basis points are lost in fraud only. So if they've got a credit card out there, simple math, doing $10,000 a year, they're losing $8 to $12 per card per year. On top of that is the operational expense that equates to $300 almost per record. We're talking about notification and recovery there. We are all about, again, dynamic authentication. This is how our solution is being brought to market. I hope you can hear.
Introducing dynamic authentication on all payment types. Magnetic stripe terminals. A typical card, with each swipe, the data is static. It never changes. The FiTeq card, the data changes with each swipe. FiTeq's patented security technology. Cardholder data cannot be reused. EMV chip. The same dynamic authentication is happening inside the terminal. Dynamic bank security code for e-commerce. If your data is compromised with a traditional card, call your bank and wait for a new card to arrive. With a FiTeq card, do nothing. Your data is safe. Protected and secure, anytime, anywhere. FiTeq's patented dynamic authentication. Coming soon on your mobile phone.
So a couple of points I want to make here. This way in which we stop fraud is proactive. It stops the fraud before it can happen, which is unlike neural networks, whereby they monitor the behavior and perhaps, if you're lucky, after the fact, they've noticed something happen. We're stopping, again, the fraud before it can occur. At the same time, unlike EMV, we have the ability to stop fraud when it comes to e-commerce. A card not present solution is not being addressed by EMV. Our window here that generates a one-time number, you just put that in instead of your CVV2 on the back of your card. It's dynamic per transaction. Also, again, the magnetic stripe is changing. These cards work immediately in magnetic stripe terminals, no change by the merchant, as well as EMV terminals, no change by the merchant. And yes, EMV is coming to the United States, but that liability shift will not be responsible for an overnight sensation. It's going to take several years, and the fraudsters know that. They will be focusing on committing fraud via the mag stripe. That's specifically what we're addressing here. At the same time, dynamic authentication is not the exclusive one-trick pony solution we're bringing to banks. They come to us and they have other configurations that we can address. For example, fraud is not very big when it comes to lost and stolen, relatively speaking, but if you wanted to have an ATM-style PIN pad to stop lost and stolen, we can do that. We can put an ATM-style PIN pad literally on the card. At the same time, we can have multiple cards on one card. So instead of having this disgracefully ugly-looking wallet causing many chiropractic bills, you can make it very seamless, very thin, put all your cards on one card. Debit, credit, corporate, all on one card. TagTech is the ability to tag a transaction. You're at the point of sale and you say to yourself, do I want to get airline miles for that purchase? Do I want to get conventional points for that purchase? Do I want to get cash back for that purchase? You push to the according button and that's what's going to happen. All about convenience there. So the benefits for the banks and the benefits for the cardholders are very simple. We're stopping fraud, so there's an immediate bottom line impact benefit for the banks, as well as the ability to provide differentiation in their portfolios. New customer acquisition, because this is a different type of card, for sure. At the same time, the cardholder benefits, it's all about peace of mind because we're stopping fraud. You don't have to worry about the fear, the anxiety, the inconvenience of my card be denied at the POS and oh my gosh, the cost it's going to be necessary to have that card replaced. Our revenue model is comprised of 4 streams. We have the cost of card issuance itself, and then in addition to that, we have a licensing fee per card, per year, that's on top of that cost of card issuance. In addition, we have the authenticator software, so the dynamic data needs to be decrypted. We install the authenticator software behind the bank's firewall. That costs one piece, that's one revenue stream, and then there's conventional annual maintenance to that software. 4 total revenue streams. We were strategic and deliberate in not launching our company until our product was ready. This is my FiTeq card. It's electronic again, it works in all POS devices, and because it's ready and we have this product in the hands of consumers, we launched in February. So we've generated this much media attention in just over 90 days, and perhaps most noteworthy, we've been invited to present and exhibit at Visa's annual Fraud Summit in Asia this month. When it comes to market traction, where we're at with our banks, I wish I could tell you by name who we're working with, but to be sure, each of our banks have non-disclosure agreements with us. What I can tell you is that we have FiTeq cards in the hands of 9 different banks doing internal tests, as well as one of those banks has 3,000 of our FiTeq cards in the hands of consumers. Again, this product is ready because it's in the hands of consumers, and again, we strategically waited until we could say that to launch the company. When it comes to competition, direct competition, we know of 3 other banks attempting to do what we're doing with electronic cards. However, our position is we feel better than theirs because we have more product in the hands of people in the marketplace, as well as, and perhaps more importantly, or of equal import, our intellectual property. We have issued patents that predate significantly any of theirs, and our patents are also licensed to Amex, Discover, MasterCard, and Visa for each of their respective contactless initiatives in the United States. So that's substantial validation. That same patent portfolio that they're using for contactless is what we're using as well. And then there's NFC mobile banking. Actually, I put them up here because people might recognize them as competition, but they're not. They're actually coming to us to license our authenticator software so that they're able to provide security protocol in their handheld device, NFC phones, providing that dynamic data. Again, dynamic data authentication is is the security protocol that's being used in EMV as well as our solution. Our team is comprised of Joan and Eric and myself as the founders. We've been working together since 2000. We have a combined experience of 40 years in the payment card industry. That togetherness has been validated by having Lance Johnson join us. He most recently was the global head of risk and technology at Visa. All up, he spent over 22 years there in various senior executive positions. Together, we're able to navigate this very interesting and dynamic business, and certainly he's responsible for getting us as closer and closer to Visa in this case. Our appeal to SWIFT is also very simple. We're making data transactions a lot safer. So our ability to launch some pilots with member banks that are issuing banks, that is what we're looking for at a minimum. That's my contact information. Thank you for your attention.